After 2 years of training in the gym, there are only 3 supplements you need that are affordable, gets you results, and is worth your money in your first year of lifting. I've tried a lot of them, so let's break this down. Now, I'm going to list this from least important to the most important. So, starting at number 3 is caffeine. I think caffeine is an essential supplement within your first year of lifting. And it's a supplement that many of you may be wondering, why is it on the list, right? The reason I say caffeine is on this top 3 list is simply because it helps you to gain energy to even go to the gym. In your first year of lifting, you need to build that discipline up and build that consistency, which takes time. It takes a lot of effort and time to build that consistency. And caffeine, when you take it, gives you a little boost of motivation and energy, will help you push you to go to the gym. Not only that, having caffeine will help you lift more weights in the gym. I've tried lifting weights without caffeine. I've done it. I went through 2 months, 3 month periods with no caffeine. And then I switched it up and I did 2 to 3 months with caffeine. And the difference between me having caffeine before my workout versus me having caffeine not before my workout was a huge difference. Through my experience, and I've tried this many times, caffeine helps you push more weight. Simply because you have more energy, more motivation, and more power and oomph to lift that extra piece of weight. And it gives you more energy to rip that last rep till failure. Now, there is a caveat to this, especially with caffeine, right? It's something that you shouldn't rely on. If you need caffeine, then I always suggest you start off with coffee first and don't go straight into like the Monster cans and the pre-workout scoops. To this day, I still don't take pre-workout scoops. I either stick to coffee or I stick to Monster drinks because the pre-workout scoops are just too intense. And once you get used to the caffeine milligrams, your body will get used to it. You need a higher dosage and it's gonna fuck you up in the long term. So I always keep it at a Monster energy drink level, however many grams it is. I think it's 200 milligrams. And if you do feel like you need more caffeine to go to the gym just to feel that little energy, then I think at that point, you just need to taper off for just 2 to 3 weeks. Love my coffee. Okay, number 2, and this is creatine. I think creatine is probably the best top 2 supplements to ever exist. I've lifted weights of creatine and I've lifted weights on creatine, and just like the previous point, it's like a night and day difference. Not only in your physique, but also in your strength and recovery. Basically what creatine does is that it absorbs the water in your body and just pushes it to the muscle, pushes it to these bad boys. This results in you looking bigger. It makes your muscles look more full. Now that's the aesthetic side of things. So let's talk about the physical. In the physical sense, it makes you stronger. Because you have more water within your muscles, it allows you to push more weights. Creatine increases phosphocreatine in your muscles. I know, I'm getting a bit scientific here, so just bear with me, okay? I'm gonna make this as simple as possible. This phosphocreatine helps with ATP production. Now, if you're asking me what that means, I have no clue, but to dumb this down for you and I, it basically means when you do short bursts of intensity movements, such as a dumbbell press, shoulder press, or bench press, or squats, when you do those explosive movements, it helps you spring up. It increases those burst movements, which makes you stronger, and therefore you can lift more weights. That is the layman terms. Not only that, because of the creatine and because of the increased ATP production, it also means that you fatigue slowly, which means you can push more reps till failure. And when you push more reps till failure, it increases your muscle growth and you have bigger muscles like these. And last but not least, creatine increases muscle reproduction. Creatine helps with the cell damages and it helps to recover those muscles faster. It reduces inflammation, which means you can recover faster in between sessions. For example, if you're doing a shoulder on Monday and shoulder on Wednesday, that means you can recover way faster in between because of the creatine. There is so much study on creatine, specifically creatine monohydrate, which is why I highly suggest people have that in their first year of lifting. Get on it straight away. It is amazing. It's one of the best supplements to ever come out. It's been widely researched many times, and a lot of people say it's number 1. I say it's number 2, but a lot of people say it's number 1 on the list. So get on that creatine, specifically creatine monohydrate. And now for number 1. Some of you might have guessed it, some of you may have not guessed it, but number 1 is whey protein. Whey protein is probably the most easiest supplement you can find anywhere and is the cheapest supplement. And the reason I put it as number one is simply because it helps you to hit your protein goals. And when you hit your protein, that's where you grow muscle. You see, in your first year of lifting, when you go to the gym, you need to be pushing to failure. And when your muscles break down, they need one thing to recover, to help recover those broken muscle fibers. And that is protein. And it is very hard to get, let's just say 180 grams, 160 grams of protein in your diet. It's very difficult. And so what helps with that is whey protein. Whey protein helps you hit your protein goal, which allows you to grow muscle and helps you to recover the muscle fibers which you have broken in the gym. Unlike chicken and beef, they're quite hard to digest. It takes quite a while to chew them and eat them. Whey protein, you put 2 scoops in, shake it up, and you down it, and that's 40 grams of protein done, just like that. And it really helps you to hit your protein goals. Now, there is a caveat. I would suggest that you do not rely on whey protein to hit your protein goal. Instead, it should be a supplement. Now, the word supplement means it helps you to reach a goal. It's not the main source that will help you with your goal, but it's the little booster that will help you to reach your goal. So with whey protein, for example, I always keep it around a third of my diet, always below a third of my protein goal. So if I'm hitting 180 grams of protein, 60 grams of that can be whey protein. If you're doing 150 grams of protein in your diet, then make sure you stick to whey protein below 50 grams. Most of your protein should be coming from chicken, beef, fish, kidney beans, etc. If you need a little booster, then you can have a whey protein. Whey protein does not only help you reach your protein goals, it has amino acids, specifically leucine, which helps to stimulate muscle protein synthesis after your workout. Now, there's always been a debate whether you should have your whey protein after your workout, before you work out in the evening. I always have mine before I sleep. I down it before I sleep, before I go to bed. It's up to you what time you want to have it. I really don't think there's a difference in what time you have it. Many people suggest it's right after your workout. I don't like having whey protein on an empty stomach because it makes me feel sick. For me, whey protein is best after you have a food, so it can digest with the food. That's just through my personal experience. So those are the 3 most important supplements you need in your first year of lifting. And to be honest, this does include second year, third year, and fourth year. I think these are the 3 most important supplements mostly of all time. Of course, you have your magnesium, your BCAAs. They're very important. But for efficiency, price, these 3 are the best. Now, bear in mind, the reason I chose these 3 as well is because they are affordable. If you're a student, if you're in high school, if you're in university, these are very affordable supplements you can take, which can help you build more muscle in your first year of lifting. You really don't need to get in all these complexities of all these other supplements like, potassium, L-arginine, and all these things. You just keep it simple. Your first year of lifting, you should be learning the game. The goal of here is just to learn the gym and be consistent. And we do this by making the barrier to entry very low. Caffeine, creatine, protein. Very easy to get, very cheap. So I hope this video helps. The reason I'm making these videos is just to help beginners out in the first year or 2 years of lifting. I have knowledge, I've experience, and I've fucked up many times along the way. So if you follow my advice, you're saving almost 2 years of mistakes. Literally, you probably could get the same result in your first year of lifting with me, my 2 years of lifting, because I made so many mistakes. So take these advice. You're very fortunate to have these. No one told me when I was lifting. I had no one to teach me. So do what you can with this information and use it to the best of your ability. I'll see you next time. Peace.